Who doesn't love a quick and easy dinner? I know I love them. So let me show you 4 quick and easy sheet pan meals that can be done in no time. Hey sweet friends, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Sammy, and this video is in collaboration with my sweet friend Kirstie over at Kirstie Pickens. I will have everything that you all will need to go and watch her video down below in my description box, as well as all of these yummy recipes. So today's video is all about sheet pans. I have 4 quick and easy meals, dinners, suppers, whatever y'all call it, wherever you're at. And I hope you enjoy them all. But without further ado, we need to get to cooking, y'all. Come on, let's go. All right, so tonight we're gonna have a bourbon pork chop sheet pan dinner. I just got some chops here. You can do bone in or boneless. We go for boneless. I also have some broccoli florets that I've had in my freezer, and then I got a bag of these honey gold bite-sized potatoes, and we're gonna use this 1 sheet pan bourbon pork tenderloin and vegetable seasoning. So that's what we're gonna have, and it was delicious. Let's get to making it, y'all. So to start out, I just diced up my potatoes into little bitty bite-sized pieces and blanched those in the microwave anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, because you do want them a little bit on the tender side, because these chops don't take very long to cook, and you don't want your potatoes to be rock hard and everything else to be ready to eat. So I went ahead and buttered my sheet pan, just melted that in the oven, and I just go ahead and season both sides of these chops right here. And this is the only seasoning that I put on the chops because it has a lot of flavor. Same for the veggies. I don't put nothing else on there, just the bourbon seasoning, because like I said, it's loaded full of great and yummy seasonings. So here I decided I ran out of room. So I didn't want the broccoli on with the pork. I figured the potatoes would be better suited. So I just moved all the broccoli over to another sheet pan. And I do this regularly, y'all. I think I have a plan in my head and I go to put it together and it don't work. But there's always a way to fix it. Don't ever panic if you're in your kitchen. Just figure out another way to do it. Goodness knows I do it all the time. So I went ahead and just sprinkled the bourbon pork seasoning over all the vegetables and everything, and then they are going to go in the oven until they are golden brown crispy and those pork chops are cooked all the way through. All right, here is the finished plate. Now we're going to sit down and have a nice family supper. These were delicious. Please give it a try. All right, y'all, and second supper this week was sheet pan shrimp tacos. We're going to make a creamy lime and honey slaw with a pineapple mango salsa. I know it sounds like a weird combination, but it worked fantastic. And I am going to make some salsa rice on the side. I'm just showing you all the ingredients right here, but let's get to cooking. So to start out, I just wanted to go ahead and make the marinade and get it together. So you'll need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then 1 whole packet of taco seasoning of your choice, and 2 tablespoons of lime juice. You just put that all in a bowl, mix it all together, and then we'll let it sit to a side so we can pour all these shrimp onto a sheet pan and let those shrimp get happy right here. We're just going to marinate them until we get the slaw and the salsa made. That way all the flavor kind of goes through. But that's what I'm going to do right here. Okay, so to make the slaw, I just bought a bag of the slaw mix right here, and I'm just going to put however much I need. It does come with a mix, but I didn't need it for that, and I couldn't find any other small heads of cabbage, so I just went with it. So you'll put some salt and pepper in there, about 1 to 2 tablespoons depending on how much slaw you have, and about 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of honey, and about the same of lime juice. and you just give that a good stir, and then you just kind of let it sit to side, and we'll start making the salsa. Now I'll have all the recipes linked down below, or recipe and inspiration that I used for any and all recipes below in my description box, so you all can try those out. But I just went ahead and diced up all the pineapple, the mango, the red onions, and I'm gonna add some already pre-made pico to it just to kind of help with it. And I couldn't find decent looking peppers, y'all. I don't know what was going on, but I couldn't find it. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it with cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can always leave it out. And I'm gonna give it a good squirt of that raw honey right there. Give it a good stir, and then just let it sit there while these shrimp are getting ready to be cooked in the oven. That way all those flavors can marry. So once you have your shrimp on the sheet pan, you just want to spread them out as even as possible, and that way they cook even, and trust me, you won't be disappointed in this dish. It's packed full of flavor. Here are the shrimp once they come out, and now we're just going to go ahead and start assembling this delicious supper. It was so good, so good. That salsa right there and that coleslaw together is a perfect combination. And then there's the salsa rice. So anywho, I'm going to go ahead and keep making our plates right here. That way we can sit down and have a nice family supper together. Up next, we're going to make one of our favorites, and you wouldn't think you could do this as a sheet pan, but you can. You can pretty much do anything as a sheet pan meal. So we're going to make some barbecue chicken thighs, some green beans, and some sweet potatoes, which goes perfectly together, or at least my family thought it did, because there were no leftovers, none. So I just cleaned up those chicken thighs just to make sure I had the majority of that fat off, because if y'all know, boneless skinless chicken thighs has a lot of fat content and I don't really care for it, so I just cut as much off as I can. But I'm just putting them here on the sheet pan as best as I could. That way I could get all the other veggies on the sheet pan together. I'm using some Cavenders, some orange pepper Badia seasoning, and then we're going to use some black garlic Badia seasoning. I do have those seasonings linked below in my description box as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay the green beans here. These are the frozen green beans from Walmart. They are pretty good, and they're perfect for any kind of meal like this. Same seasonings are going there on the green beans, and y'all can peep Mason. He always stands right there and waits for something to fall. I'm typically pretty good with not letting anything fall, but he's always got to stay right there. So on a separate sheet pan, I just went ahead and put those sweet potatoes, and I done the same thing with the sweet potatoes that I did to the potatoes in the first meal. That way everything gets cooked together. Now when they were almost done, I took everything out and stirred them, of course, and then we're going to go ahead and pour some of my favorite barbecue sauce. Used to be Sweet Baby Ray's, which it's still up there, but this is the roasted garlic Kinder's barbecue sauce, and it's amazing. I'm just poured a little bit of barbecue sauce on them. I did leave 2 plain because of my oldest son. He wanted some plain ones too. But put that barbecue sauce on there, put it back under the broiler, and supper was ready in a flash. All of these took about all of them under 45 minutes, because depending on your chicken thighs right there. But typically it was in 30 to 35 minutes and they were done. So it worked perfectly. But there's that plate, and it was so good, y'all. And last but not least, we're going to make some Italian meatballs. I mean, you cannot go wrong with some meatballs, because you can double batch them, freeze them, anything you want. So I found this Kinder's Italian meatball seasoning, and I'm so glad that I did because it is amazing. And then I'm just going to make some spaghetti on the side. But the sheet pan meal idea is just for these meatballs right here. So I have my ground beef, that's about 3 pounds right there. I'm using 2 eggs and about 2 cups of Italian breadcrumbs, and then both packs of the Italian seasoning blend. That is all the seasonings that I put in there. I didn't add anything else to it because I wanted the true test of just that seasoning flavor from the packet. So I didn't want to add nothing else in there. Y'all know that was hard for me to do because I always go for my Cavender's or my Badia, but I didn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and form these into small little bite-sized meatballs right here and get that whole sheet pan filled up. And that's what I said. I made a double batch to where I could freeze some for different meals like meatball subs, or if we even just want more spaghetti and meatballs. But it's very versatile to use, and I'm glad that I made a double batch. So to start my sauce, I've got a little bit of butter right here in a pan with some garlic, of course. And we're going to dump this ragu, tomato, basil, garlic in there. Give that a good stir. We're also going to add a little bit of water to that jar just to kind of get everything out of there. Then I realized, I need my big pan for my noodles. So I dumped all of my sauce into a smaller one right here. That way I could wash that pan and get it ready for the noodles. And to the sauce, we're going to add in some petite diced Italian blend tomatoes and just give that a good stir. Let that simmer while everything else is cooking. And then I'm starting on some garlic bread right here. I just took some sliced bread, cut it in half, and then I'm adding the Land O'Lakes garlic and herb butter. Oh my goodness, y'all, that stuff is wonderful. But I'm just going to go ahead and make our plates and sit down and have another yummy, yummy supper. Very good, y'all. So, so good. If you're coming over from Kirstie's channel, hello and welcome. I am so, so happy to have you here, and I wish you all the very best. Don't forget to check out the description box below for all the recipes. All right, y'all, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and check out these 2 videos that I have sitting right here for you. Maybe it'll give you some more ideas. Until next time, my friends, God bless. Bye.